So it's been a month and I have a lot of things to say about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Honest Tech Show. Now the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7 has been out for a month now, and while this thing is probably the best foldable device we have from Samsung up till today, in today's video I want to share with you 5 things I truly love about the Samsung Z Fold7 in my 1 month of using it, and another 5 things that I don't really like about it and I wish that Samsung did better with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7. I'm sorry Samsung, but this is the Honest Tech Show and I want to be truthful to my audience here. So firstly, 5 things that I love about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7. So the first thing that I love about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7 is just how thin this thing is. When it's folded, it's only 8.9mm thin. And if you feel like you want something thinner, if you open the device, it becomes only 4.2mm. That is the thinnest I've seen any device in the market today. And just for context, this is my iPhone, and this is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7. That is a huge difference. And while Samsung has made this ultra thin, it's also ultra light now at only 215 grams, which makes this even lighter than my iPhone 15 Pro Max. So holding this device, using this device feels really comfortable on the hands. And it's so light that if you want to use this for hours, you can without feeling any burden on your hands. The second thing that I really love about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7 is the screen. Now the front screen finally is wider this year, so it feels like a normal smartphone when you're using it. The previous models were much slimmer, so it felt very weird. And this is a 21:9 aspect ratio. And I don't know why, but having this aspect ratio makes it really nice to use with one hand. Like I can scroll around with no problem, which is something that I struggle to do even on my iPhone because it's just a bit bulkier. So yes, I'm able to say that the whole aspect ratio of this smartphone and the size of it is really nice for one-hand usage once again. Now, if you feel like this screen is too small, just open it up and suddenly you're greeted with an 8-inch AMOLED display that has HDR10+ support. Now, both the displays has 120Hz of refresh rate, so you can scroll around really pleasantly as well as play your games in high frame rates. As far as I'm moving around, this is really smooth. I'm not sure if you guys can tell through the camera, but look at that. I'm able to just play my games really nicely. And of course, having a bigger screen does help, as you can see here. So yeah, the screen to me is definitely one of the best in the market right now, if not the best. And it's also really nice that I can watch my movies in a bigger screen now. Of course, if you don't like the black bars, you can just fold it a little bit like this. And this makes it a really nice way to put your smartphone down and have a stand for it just like that. And you can adjust the angle of it as well, so it's really well supported for you to watch your movies. And I know a lot of people are saying that this is actually the same size as your normal phone. I'm here to show you that no, it's not. This smartphone is actually bigger in terms of screen real estate. Especially if you're watching it like this, it's definitely not even comparable to the iPhone that I've just shown you. Now, the third thing that I really love about this smartphone is when it comes to performance. With the 16 gigs of RAM here and the Snapdragon 8 Elite gaming processor, let me now show you just how good it is when it comes to gaming performance. Okay, first of all, this is really smooth in terms of really demanding games, and this smartphone can run any game I want to run. And it runs it really smoothly. Let me just show you how smooth it is. Now, I may have died because I'm a really bad gamer, but the smartphone runs this game really smoothly. Especially with the 120Hz refresh rate, everything is buttery smooth, and I really have no complaints when it comes to the power of this smartphone. Now, having a processor this good is also really useful when it comes to multitasking, like watching your movies, scrolling around the App Store, and maybe using some AI features over here. Like this is actually the split screen mode with 3 apps being run at the same time, and there is no delay, no lag. It runs perfectly fine. So having the most powerful processor in the market in here right now is probably the best thing Samsung has done. And if you're not a split screen kind of person, you can also have your floating windows here, and you can have up to 15 floating windows all around your screen. So yeah, this is a multitasking beast, and I really don't think anyone will be asking for more performance for Samsung than what they put in here. The power that's in this smartphone is more than enough. The fourth thing that I really love about this smartphone is the camera system that's on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7. We finally have flagship cameras on the Fold devices from Samsung. Now, this is the exact camera system in the S25 Ultra series, making this probably one of the best camera systems in any smartphone in the market today. Over here, you can see the sample photos that I've taken, and they're all really beautiful. And I really love the quality of photos that come out of this smartphone. Now, one thing I also love about the video quality of this smartphone is you're able to shoot up to 8K 30 frames per second, but I really don't think you'll be using that. Most people are just gonna use 4K 60 frames per second at max. But what I really believe that's great about this smartphone is that you're able to click this button over here. And just like that, I can now view myself on the front screen while using the main cameras of the smartphone, not the selfie camera, the main camera to record myself. And this is probably one of the best features if you love creating videos. Vlogging yourself, you're able to position yourself right, set the exposure right, and get really good image quality using the front main camera. Being able to do something like this makes this probably the best smartphone for video content creators in the market today. I just have to hook this up to a selfie stick and I can see myself while recording myself on the best camera sensors in the market today. On a smartphone that is, but this really allows me to get really high quality videos that I can post on the internet. So for content creators who want to use their smartphone for recording their videos, this is probably the best smartphone you can invest in today. And of course, if you're a content creator who loves recording videos, you're also going to want to edit your videos, and over here you can edit it on a bigger screen, which means you can preview your content much nicer and edit it as well on a bigger timeline, which makes it really easy to edit on this smartphone. It's perfect. You can record your videos, edit it really nicely. This smartphone is probably the best smartphone for content creators today. Now finally, the fifth and final feature that I truly love about this smartphone is the AI features in here. And the main thing that I truly love is if I press this button and hold it, it'll open up Google Gemini, which I can ask it absolutely anything and will do it for me. For example, please recommend some really nice restaurants to eat pancakes in Subang Jaya.
Here are some restaurants in Subang Jaya where you can get pancakes. Koridor. Pancakes.
So yes, there's a lot of things that this AI can actually help me with, but it really integrates into my daily life really nicely. I'm no longer going to Google and searching things. I'm just opening up Google Gemini, asking it things I want to ask, and it's giving me answers so accurately just like that. Gone are the days where I'm opening up Google, typing in something I want to type and ask it things or anything like that, searching for it, looking for it myself. That takes so much of time. Whereas using AI to just ask it whatever I want to takes a few seconds, and I really love it on the Samsung because it works flawlessly. Now there are also all the other Samsung AI features like circle to search and things like that you can also use on this smartphone if you want to. Plenty of AI features in here that you can look up other videos on YouTube and they will show it to you. I'm not going to go through it because there's plenty and I don't have time for that. But yes, there are a lot of videos on YouTube where you can check out all the AI features on this smartphone one by one. I'm just going to say in general, the AI features that's in the smartphone are really useful to me, and I found myself using it on a daily basis because for some reason, compared to other smartphones including my iPhone, using it on the Samsung feels more seamless. Now let's take a look at 5 things I wish Samsung did better with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7. So the first thing that I wish Samsung gave us in this smartphone that could have been better is the battery that's in here. Now this smartphone comes with only 4,400 milliamps of battery, which is absolutely ridiculous for a smartphone in 2025, especially a foldable smartphone. To me, it's absolutely crazy and stupid that someone in Samsung actually approved the idea to only have 4,400 milliamps of battery in here. Like on a foldable device that is this big, and you know that most of the people that buy this are power users, you really need to give us at least a 6,000 milliamp battery in here. Now, I don't know why Samsung is using their normal lithium-ion battery, especially when there's those silicon carbon batteries in the market right now that is able to give you much bigger capacities at a smaller battery size. So the technology is already in the market, so it's really dumb to me how Samsung actually put an older battery in this device, and the only logical explanation I can think of is so that they can upgrade the battery next year and tell us that they improved something. Because if they just put in a bigger battery in here, next year they're going to struggle to find something to improve that people will buy the smartphone. So this year they just made it thinner and gave us a really stupid battery, just so next year they can give you a bigger battery and give you a reason to upgrade, because the battery life in here is absolutely ridiculous. I can't even get this smartphone to last half a day. That's me editing and things like that, so I know it demands more battery. Well, it may be fine to a normal user, but to me, having half a day of battery life is so ridiculous. Come on Samsung, you can do better than this. And I always find myself needing to bring a big power bank like this in my pocket because the battery in this just dies within a few hours. Now, like I said, that's me editing my videos, recording my videos on this thing on a daily basis, and it's probably fine for a normal user who's just trying to use social media and things like that on here. But please Samsung, the next thing you need to do on this smartphone is upgrade the batteries, because it's absolutely dumb how you have someone in your company who approved only 4,400 milliamps of battery in here. Really ridiculous. The second thing that I really hate about about this smartphone is I know they made it thinner and they removed the layer that supports the S Pen. Like, I get it, there are things you had to remove so you can make this as thin as it is. But to have a big screen, I want to be able to use an S Pen on this, but this thing has zero S Pen support. Now, with the previous devices or foldable devices, it came with an S Pen that I can just use. And that was the whole point, right? To open this device, take notes with your S Pen, but you just can't do that anymore. Now, Samsung says the reason they decided to do this is because when they track activities of their users, not many people are using the S Pen. To me, that's probably just a lie so they can get this thing to be as thin as it is now. Because I found myself using the S Pen more than ever in previous Fold devices. So I personally am disappointed that there's no S Pen support here. But what do you guys think? Is the S Pen even important on a device like this? If you ask me, yes, but I would love to know in the comments down below what you think. Is the S Pen even important on a smartphone, especially a foldable smartphone? Let me know down below, and maybe Samsung may decide to bring it back next year. I really hope so, because I need the S Pen on these kind of devices. Otherwise, using it with the screen open just feels almost useless to someone like me. Now, another thing that I realized with this smartphone is while gaming, within 15 minutes, the back of this smartphone gets really hot. And I really mean it. It gets super hot. Now, I understand the device is really thin, and that means you're not able to fit in bigger cooling systems in here. So yes, it's a compromise that I'm willing to make, which means get a thinner device, but there's going to be times where the smartphone heats up more than I want it to. And this doesn't just happen while I'm gaming, it also happens while I'm recording videos and things like that. The back of the smartphone gets really hot. So imagine like I'm trying to play my game and within 15 minutes, it's already burning in the back here. Now for this, there is actually a solution, which means just buy a case, put it on, and you no longer will feel the heat of the back of the smartphone. Like yes, a casing will solve it. But my issue is if I put a case in here, the smartphone becomes thicker than I want it to be, and that means I no longer have the slim design that the smartphone was made for, just so I can have a back that doesn't heat up. Like to someone like me, I'm still able to hold it and use it. But I do understand that to some people, that's going to be an issue because while playing your games, you don't want it to heat up. But yes, your solution can also be like cooling systems like this, where you magnetically attach it to the back and let it run. And this cooling system may help keep the smartphone cool. But what I'm trying to say is this is a slim smartphone, and if you use a case or cooling fan like this, it's no longer going to be a slim device anymore. So that's the only thing that makes me a little bit disappointed with this. Now, this is the fourth thing that I don't really like about this smartphone. Now, while it looks really nice on the inside screen and it's really big as well, the moment I want to watch my movies on the inner screen, there's this really huge black bars on the side. If I try to zoom in like that, I really lose a lot of details on the top and bottom of the screen. Like a lot of the details just disappears when I zoom in. So yes, a 18:9 aspect ratio may have been better for the front screen. I don't know why Samsung is not doing that. And if given it is 21:9 aspect ratio, which makes watching videos a bit weird on the front screen. Now, this is not really a big issue to someone like me, but I know a lot of you out there will be buying a smartphone like this to watch movies and content on. So I just want you to be aware about what you're getting yourself into. If you think that the black bars are okay, or you don't mind cropping in like this and losing some details on the top and bottom of your movies, then this is a fantastic screen, because in terms of screen quality, this is the best screen quality I've seen on a smartphone this year. Now, the fifth and final thing that I wish Samsung could have done better with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7 is in terms of price. This thing comes in at $1,999, or even where I am in Malaysia, this thing is really expensive at 7,799 ringgit for the base model. And the highest end model goes up to almost 10K, which is really ridiculous for a smartphone. So yes, I hope sometime in the near future, Samsung will make this a little bit more affordable, somewhere around the $1,500 mark. I'm probably dreaming, but what I'm trying to say is for $1,999, which is the crazy price Samsung is asking for the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7, I can go out there and probably get the best iPhone for probably $1,100, $1,200 and get an iPad for $300-400. Now, the combination of an iPhone and an iPad is still way cheaper than the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7 by itself. And that's the only reason I'm disappointed, but I do understand that this thing brings convenience because you don't have to carry two devices because this iPad isn't going to fit in your pocket. But the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7, you can use it as a phone like that. Or if you want a bigger screen, iPad-like or whatever, you can open it up and have this all in the form factor of a smartphone that's able to fit right into your pocket. So yes, convenience-wise, this thing is way better by Samsung. But price-wise, if you have the money, I think this is not a problem. But if you're looking for someone who's trying trying to budget a bit, I'm not saying go and get a smartphone and a tablet, but the option to buy a smartphone and a tablet is there instead of spending $2,000 on something like this. But don't get me wrong, like I said, having a smartphone that converts into a tablet just like that and you can just close it up, fit it back right into your pocket is really what this is all about. Now, just like every other smartphone in the market, no smartphone is 100% perfect, and the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7 is no exception to this. Like you've seen in this video, there are many things that I love about this smartphone. Really great features that this thing has, but while being amazing at so many things, there are also things that I don't really like about it. So do I recommend the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7? Most definitely yes, to those of you who have the budget to go for this. This is one of the most complete smartphones you can get today. Definitely flagship specs and performance as well as design on a really amazing foldable device. So yes, while it was difficult to recommend a foldable device before, with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7 finally here, this is the only foldable device so far that actually feels like a finished product. So yes, if you're finally looking to get a foldable device, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7 is probably the best option, and also making this probably the best time to get into foldable smartphones. And if you want to check out the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7, I will leave a QR code here which you can click and get it right now. It will definitely help support the channel. And of course, I really need all of your help to subscribe to this channel so I can get my hands on much more devices to review here. And of course, in return, you guys will find out the truth about every smartphone in the market today. So yes, please subscribe and support this channel. This is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7 and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!